And yes, there are people who are big swing weight enthusiasts. In this episode of Geek Speak, we're going to be talking about swing weights. We're going to give a little history of it. We're going to talk about what affects swing weights and what swing weight is best for you. Let's go butts around.
Hit the ball!
Boom. Hey guys, David Folk here, and on this channel we talk about golf club reviews, golf gear reviews, instructional videos, and Geek Speak videos just like this one. So if you're new here, I hope you consider subscribing. As we start talking about swing weights, let's talk about a little bit of the history of swing weights in general. The concept of swing weights was created by Robert Adams in the 1920s, and what he did is he created this patented concept using this scale that's going to take a club and measure it so that they can all be considered equal even though they're varying in length. So he created a scale that would allow manufacturers to have a same weight for all clubs, no matter what length they actually are. And this is what's called the logarithmic scale. Try saying that 3 times fast. And the length of the scale is 14 inches. You put the butt end of the club over here, and then you put the fulcrum 14 inches from the butt of the club, and then the rest of the club extends beyond the scale. And then the scale works just like any other scale. You have a weight that you can move, and as you find the balancing point, it's going to start leveling out, and eventually you're going to find that it's going to be a D0 or a C8 or whatever it may be. So there is no real scientific method to why he chose 14 inches as opposed to 12 inches as opposed to 2 feet. There have also been other people who have tried to create golf club scales that are going to be more scientific, but the manufacturers have stuck with the logarithmic scale, so that's where we go. Now, typical swing weights for golfers. If you go on any OEM site, you will see in the spec sheet when it talks about lofts and it talks about lie angles, you're gonna see a portion that says swing weight. Generally speaking, women's clubs are going to be in the C range, and men's clubs are going to fall between D0 and D2 for irons. Some of the wedges can get up to D4, maybe even a D5, but that's on the high end. For most of us, if you're playing game improvement, super game improvement, even players improvement irons, you're looking at a D0 to a D2 club based on who's making it and what the manufacturer's trying to do. So as we look at what affects the swing weight, the answer is obvious. Everything that makes up the golf club. The head, the shaft, the grip, even the ferrule can affect swing weight to some degree. So as you guys look at building a set or getting customized for a set, this is just good information for you guys to know. First, if you guys are looking at lengthening your golf clubs, if you guys are getting fit and you find that you need a longer club or a shorter club by a ½ inch, that's going to affect your swing weight by 3 points. Second, if you add, let's say, lead tape to it, you're going to increase the swing weight by 1 point. Now, it's tough to take away grams from heads unless you look at trying to grind them off, and especially on game improvement or super game improvement irons, grinding isn't necessarily the best option. But I've seen players look at trying to grind some forged iron, trying to reduce the weight just a little bit on the head to give it a little bit more feel of what they're looking for. Third, if you're looking at changing your grips, grips have an effect on swing weight. 5 grams in the grip is going to affect the swing weight 1 point. So if you're looking at a jumbo or getting like those big old ones, or they have some ultralight grips now that you guys can put on, that's going to affect your swing weight every 5 grams, 1 point. Number 4, if you look at changing the shaft, let's say you have M2 and you have the 85 gram shaft in it and you want to upgrade that shaft to, let's say, KBS C-Taper Light 105 shaft. That's going to move it up 20 grams of shaft weight you're putting in every single club. According to the spec sheet, if for every 9 grams of shaft weight you go up, it affects it 1 swing point. So if you're adding 20 grams of shaft weight, you're basically adding 2 points of swing weight to your club. So a D0 M2 will now be a D2 M2, not to be confused with R2-D2. And finally, if you guys are looking at adjusting your lie angle, if you go 4 degrees flat or 4 degrees upright, that's also going to affect your swing weight 1 point. One of the biggest things that swing weight enthusiasts have been talking about, and yes, there are people who are big swing weight enthusiasts, is going to be the one length iron sets. So many people have been trying to tinker with their varying length set to make it a one length set because they like the concept and idea of a one length set. Now, there are some factors that you need to take into consideration. Every club head in a varying length set weighs differently because it has to accommodate the length of shaft. So a 4-iron head weighs differently than a pitching wedge head. And so you have to take that in consideration as you look at creating a one length set from a varying length set. There are a few ways to do this. Some people have chosen to put super huge amounts of lead tape in the back to try and level out, so as they get down to the shorter length irons, it balances out. There are some counterweights you guys can put into the butt of the shaft where the grip goes over, and that's going to have a counterweight effect so that you can also figure out the swing weight as well. So there are lots of ideas, there are lots of sites out there that are talking about, there aren't a lot, there are a few, trying to figure out how to make a varying length set more of a one length set. So you guys can find those out. See what you guys think, if that's something that interests you. They do a combination of the shaft weight as well as lead tape to try and meet that happy medium of all the length of the irons and trying to get the same feel of the club all the way down the line. So we've come to what swing weight is right for you. And I wish I had an answer for you. I wish I could say, I recommend D2 swing weight, D0 swing weight, up your swing weight. It's really, guys, it kind of depends on what sets you have played, what you like the feel of. You know, do you like a heavier shaft? Do you like a lighter shaft with a feeling of a heavier head? It's really, guys, experimentation, what you have played with, what feels good, and what you want to move with. I have always played, since I was young, a game improvement set of irons. Irons that have a D0 or actually a little bit less swing weight where I could feel the head of the club in my swing. That was the feeling that I got. As I've moved on to players clubs like Forged and Cavity Back, it turns out most of those actually have a higher swing weight, but I don't really like the feel of that. And shaft makeup, flex, fin profiles, spin rates, launch numbers, all of that can be in a separate category for a different time of video. But really for me, it was about feel. With the most recent video I did, the Z765 versus the MP18SC, I'll post a link up here so you guys can take a look at that. I put the C-Taper 110 light shafts in both of those, and you can see that they both performed, they both gave me great numbers, and I like the way the shaft felt in both of those clubs, despite being a lighter shaft with a little bit more bend than I was recommended to have based on the clubs and the player that I am. You look at the numbers, you look at what's saying this is going to be the data set that I'm collecting, and then you look at shafts that you like and you say, how does that compare to what the shaft was recommended to me? You may find that the recommended shaft performs much better, and you should probably go with that and learn how to play that because it's going to produce better numbers for you. But if you're like me and you say this is the clubs that has the right swing weight that's for the right club, like a D2 swing weight, but I actually prefer more of a D0 swing weight in the clubs, and I get the same numbers from them or similar numbers, I want to go with what feels good and what I feel confident with as well. So swing weight is really a tough thing to say what's right for you guys. First, see what you have, see what your swing weight is, and do you like that swing weight? And then you guys can toy with going in, trying on the demo cart, adding shafts, seeing what the swing weight is, hit it, I like it, I don't like it, and look at the numbers. And that's going to tell you how lighter swing weight, heavier swing weight, which one is better, which one produces the best numbers, which one feels the best for you. I look forward to hearing your comments down below. What irons are you playing? What swing weight are they? Have you guys checked that out before? Let me know. Put put those in the comments. If you guys have any questions about swing weights, go ahead and post those down below as well. Like I said, guys, I'm going to be talking about shafts, talking about bend profiles, and weights and how that all affects you guys as well in a separate video. So if you guys have any questions about that, post it down below. I'll kind of compile those questions, try and add that to that next video. So guys, I look forward to hearing your comments and questions down below while you're down there. As always, guys, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up because YouTube likes that. Thanks for watching, and we'll chat with you next time.